2 days ago, Muslim by Choice posted a video titled Update. Ravi Zacharias can no longer speak. Did Allah mute him? Since Ravi died today, we should probably consider some of the comments from Muslims who are using his death to attack Christianity. If you're one of the few people who've never heard of Ravi Zacharias, Ravi was born in India. He was an atheist as a teenager and eventually tried to commit suicide. A Christian brought him a Bible in the hospital and told his mother to read the Gospel of John to him. Ravi became a Christian and went on to become one of the most popular Christian apologists in history. Today, he died of cancer, and while everyone else is posting tributes to Ravi for the impact he's had on them, I'll be responding to some Muslim comments because for some reason, I'm the one who always has to do the dirty work. 2 days from now, Muslims will be posting complaints. David Wood is using the death of Ravi Zacharias to attack Prophet Muhammad. No, Muslims are using the death of Ravi Zacharias to attack Christianity. I'm simply introducing them to a little concept called consistency. Let's look at a few comments on Ravi Zacharias can no longer speak. Did Allah mute him? This is crazy. First Nabeel, and now him. Surely David Wood would realize by now something is going wrong with the people around him. Muslims, am I really so deep inside your heads that when any Christian apologist dies, you think it's a message to me? Do you really believe that your God is as obsessed with me as you are? We'll get back to the idea that Allah is taking out Christian apologists as a warning here in a moment. Let's just see where this thread goes. David Wood will be muted in a woman's gown. Here our Muslim friends are complaining because I make fun of their prophet for wearing ladies' garments. Yes, Muhammad liked to dress up like a girl. In the Sahih collection of Al-Bukhari, number 2442, for instance, Muhammad's wives are complaining that Aisha gets special treatment. Muhammad replies, "Do not injure me regarding Aisha. The revelation does not come to me when I am in the garment of any woman except Aisha." The link to this hadith is in the description box if you'd like to read it. Apparently, Muhammad was known for wearing the garments of various wives, but he only received revelations while wearing the garment of Aisha. Some people suggest that being in the garment of Aisha is a euphemism for sex, like being in her pants, but this would be even creepier. Muhammad receiving revelations while having sex with a prepubescent girl? I guess it would make sense if he received Surah 65 verse 4, which allows sex with prepubescent girls, but it's still disgusting. So I'm actually being nice by assuming that Muhammad was simply wearing Aisha's garments. As for you Muslims who are upset with me for making fun of Muhammad, just let me say, if your prophet didn't want me making fun of him, he shouldn't have been prancing around in his child bride's nightie. Back to the comments. Still about me. He has already skin cancer, isn't that right? John Wick with the laughing emojis. Steve Falls, LMAO. If that's true, may Allah give shifa to the skin cancer. I feel more bad for what the skin cancer has to go through. Why would you expect Allah will cure who mock our prophet every day? I wish his cancer get worse. Lol, I don't feel bad for David Wood. I would feel bad for the cancer that's in David. Lol. Well, I think the cancer is happy staying in David's skin. Wrong again. The cancer was cut out. By the way, Muslims, is that your theory? That Allah was trying to take me out by giving me the weakest, lamest form of cancer on the planet? Why is it that in every comment I read from you, you're basically telling me that Allah is stupid and completely incompetent? Have more respect for your fake God. Now that we understand the geniuses we're responding to, we can examine the idea that when apologists like Ravi Zacharias die, it's because Allah is punishing them. What about Nabeel? He was also stricken very, very badly. Nabeel died a very ugly death. Nabeel and Ravi Zacharias, they were sinful, so they died. So Jesus did not die for our sin. Ravi Zacharias was 74 years old when he died of cancer today. People get cancer. If we live long enough, cancer will kill us all. The only reason people don't die of cancer is that they often die of something else first. But what if the situation had been different? Just imagine what Muslims would be saying right now if Ravi had stood up 10 years ago and proclaimed, "If I'm wrong about Jesus, may I die of cancer 10 years from now." Muslims would be shouting this from the rooftops. Ravi Zacharias said that he would die of cancer if he was wrong, and he just died of cancer. Allahu Akbar! But Ravi didn't say anything like that. Muhammad, however, did deliver a revelation saying how Allah would kill him if he were a false prophet. Surah 69, verses 44 to 46. And if he, Muhammad, had forged a false saying concerning us, we surely should have seized him by his right hand, or with power and might, and then certainly should have cut off his life artery, and in parentheses the translators add, aorta. That's the Hilali Khan translation of the Quran. Let's read two more translations just to make sure we understand what Allah is saying. Pickthall. And if he had invented false sayings concerning us, we assuredly had taken him by the right hand and then severed his life artery. M.H. Shakir. And if he had fabricated against us some of the sayings, we would certainly have seized him by the right hand, then we would certainly have cut off his aorta. So, if Muhammad were to fabricate revelations, Allah would respond by severing Muhammad's aorta, or life artery. How did Muhammad die? Well, after Muhammad and his followers had attacked the Jewish settlement at Khaybar, a Jewish woman whose father, uncle, and husband had all been killed by Muslims offered to cook a meal for Muhammad and his companions. And as we all know, if a woman whose family you've just slaughtered offers to cook you a delicious meal, you say yes. So Muhammad, tactical genius that he was, gladly accepted the invitation. Here's what happened. Sunan Abu Dawud 45:12. A Jewish woman in Khaybar gave him a roasted sheep that she had poisoned, and the messenger of Allah ate from it, as did the people. He said, "Lift up your hands," meaning stop eating, for it has told me that it is poisoned. Bishr bin al-Bara bin Marur al-Ansari died of that poison, and he sent word to the Jewish woman asking, "What made you do what you did?" She said, "If you were a prophet, it would not harm you, and if you were a king, the people would have been rid of you." The messenger of Allah ordered that she be killed. Then he said during his final illness, "I continued to feel pain because of the morsel that I ate at Khaybar, but now it has cut off my aorta." Notice, Muhammad says that the poisoned food he ate has cut off his aorta, his life artery. Sunan Abu Dawud 45:13. Mubashir said to the Prophet during his final illness, "Messenger of Allah, what do you think is the cause of your illness? I cannot think of anything that caused my son's illness except the poisoned sheep that he ate with you at Khaybar." The Prophet said, "And I do not think there is anything wrong with me except that. But now it has cut off my aorta." Here again, it cut off his aorta. The History of At-Tabari, Volume 8, page 124. The Messenger of God said during the illness from which he died, the mother of Bishr bin al-Bara had come in to visit him, Bishr, at this very moment I feel my aorta being severed because of the food I ate with your son at Khaybar. Muhammad felt his aorta being severed. Remind me, what did Allah say he would do to Muhammad for fabricating revelations? He would cut off his aorta, or sever his aorta. And what did Muhammad himself say the poison did to him? He said that it cut off his aorta, or severed his aorta. My Muslim friends, do you really want to start talking about Allah killing people whenever a Christian apologist dies? Do you have any idea how much agony your prophet was in? The weeks leading up to his death? Sunan Ibn Majah 1622. Aisha said, I never saw anyone suffer more pain than the Messenger of Allah. Now, if Ravi Zacharias and Nabeel suffering and dying is proof that Allah killed them, why isn't Muhammad suffering and dying proof that Allah killed him? How in the name of common sense can you say, Ravi Zacharias got cancer and died, Allah killed him, and then turn around and say, yes, Muhammad had a much more painful death than Ravi had, and it's exactly the sort of death Allah said he would have if he were a false prophet, but it's no problem for our belief at all. Why the inconsistency, Muslims? Why the hypocrisy? Let me know in the comments section. But be careful what you say about Ravi or Nabeel, because I can do this all day. Only next time, I won't be nearly as gentle.